Well, hello there, YouTube. Welcome to Thursday, the 20th of June. I don't know if it's tomorrow or the 22nd, but summer solstice is right on us. It rained last night. It's a whopping 51 degrees. For the first time in a long time, I'm wearing a coat to work. What do you think, Sparker Sparks? Yuck, you just over there drinking water. Your little schnauzer's all wet. Oh my Lord, has he become like a little bed buddy. He's got to sleep at the foot of the bed every night. I don't know when he gets up, but tell my little Sparky being the bed buddy here lately.
I'm not. He's like this.
And he snores. All right, Mama.
Ready to roll?
Let's head on south.
All right, sounds good.
Sounds good. Well, little woman, we got interrupted saying our quick little goodbye here on the sidewalk yesterday because Peoples was around. There's a guy in an Uber sitting right behind Kelly that's just staring out his rearview mirror like, what are these people doing?
I know, I'm playing blocker.
All right.
All right.
You have yourself a wonderful day.
You too.
I see that Doug's buddy's Harley sitting out front. He sent a picture at 8 something last night with the bikes out front after the store closed.
Ah, gotcha.
Made it here. Let's take a photo in front of the store. All right, let's roll out, Mama.
All right, sweetie.
All right, love. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Yep. He's got his tires. His buddy's passing at the moment on his oil change. He's going to do it somewhere else, but Doug and his buddy Shawn are heading north. Guess he's got about 1,600 miles or so to go to make it home. That was really cool meeting him and telling old race stories and whatnot. It's cool meeting you guys like that, especially when you show up on motorcycles. That's cool stuff. Well, I'm stacked up with Beamers today. I got to get these Spyders out of the way. Well, hello there, SV peeps. I create myself some nightmares sometimes, and I did with this one. Well, to make a long story short, you cannot switch these. He's got a low remote control battery too. I keep getting a warning because the aerial antenna is like back by my butt underneath the rear fender. I got the key up there and I keep getting a message saying that it doesn't see the remote, which is telling me its battery's getting low. It's weird I don't get a battery warning though. Usually get a battery warning. I don't know. But anyway, so this was Mike's. You guys remember Mike? He's moved up to sales manager for our Bend store in Bend, Oregon. But he was riding this one as a demo for a little bit. Here, I'll wait till this light's over. I'll come back. Yeah, remote key not in range. Stick it in my pocket so it's a little closer to the rear of the bike. It's just not casting the, see, now it went away. It's not casting the signal. But, anyway, he had taken this chip for another bike that it didn't come with it out of the crate for whatever reason. And, don't know why. Here, I'll give you guys a quick little walk around on this thing. This is cool. He's got this thing nicely set up. That old dog, I can't believe that a dog is still alive and running around like a wild banshee. Anyway, this is a 2018 R1200 GS Rallye, a true Rallye. And what I mean by true Rallye is it has the sport suspension. If I set the suspension to dynamic max, I literally can't touch the ground. I mean, I gotta slide my butt way off to the side to touch the ground. He's got some non-BMW bags on there, which that's cool. Got Meetup tires on there, some crazy heavy-duty engine guards, Got some valve cover guards. Got some Denali lights up front, and he's got that easy can deal, so you can mess around with different stuff. Really cool engine guard. Heck for heavy duty engine guard. This thing is set up. I like these guards, the ones you can, it just pops in like a valve cover, so you can pop it off and clean behind there, so you don't have to unbolt it. He's got the mirrors with the ram mount extension poles, so you're out in the woods, you just flip them out of the way. Bark buster, nice metal hand guards on there. She's nice. He's got the mud guard that attaches, keeps the stuff from going forward. He's got a little engine pan, a little guard thing up there. I think it's really nice the way he's got this thing set up. So with them swapping that Pro chip, it I'm still getting over there. I was trying to read the remote out of my butt here. Here, let's just show you right quick. I can even shut the bike off to show you this. So in Dynamic Pro, see, I'll go through the modes here right quick. You got Dynamic Pro, Enduro Pro, which is really cool, and then you got the standard mode. You got rain, road, and then you go back into dynamic. So you don't have to be in this mode to make this change, but you go into settings. So you go down here, go to settings, vehicle settings, and see Enduro Pro. So you go into that, and look at this. I can change how much throttle response you have. You can mute it down. I'm gonna leave it where it's set. So let me roll back. Dynamic traction control, ABS, and then you can just reset everything back to default. But you have all this ability to adjust how you have the ABS and stuff set on it, which is way cool. But anyway, you can do this with, I'm just showing you Enduro Pro, but you have these settings in Dynamic Pro as well. I talked to him on the phone. I was explaining to him how to get to it, and I thought everything was cool. Well, that's why he's here today, is to find out why he doesn't have them settings. So I walk out to a bike that's sitting on the floor, and I show him. He goes, "That right there I do not have." And then he was telling me, he goes, "Well, Mike, was demoing this thing and something about switching a plug." And I'm thinking, oh, I know what's going on. So you got to re-enable it. Well, if any of you guys are BMW techs and you know how to get in there and re-enable that thing without flashing the ECM, please tell me, because I can't find it. I couldn't find it. So I thought, well, I'll just, update the ECM. Well, I wasn't thinking, you can't just update one component. The whole vehicle order has to be updated to the newest software. And you remember what happened to me on the GSA when I had it down and I did the first service? I thought, well, I like the look of that 19.03.502 software. I want the latest, greatest whiz-bang dooflangy on there. 2 hours and 40 minutes later, it was done, because the TFT is done. It's through what they refer to as Ethernet. So in other words, it's just not a software file that's just laying on the server, as BMW updates that stuff, and it's sitting there, and if we update a bike, it just flashes it to it. It's a file that you flash. Well, the TFT does it a different way, and if there's any hiccup, it basically bricks the bike. That's what I call it, bricking the bike, because everything blacks out. The bike is like not even there anymore. It rewrites the vehicle order and everything comes back. So as with mine, for some reason, well, whenever it does that, you have to recalibrate the ESA, the electronic suspension control. You got to relearn the throttle, and you got to relearn the transmission, the gear shift sensor. And then I already say the throttle, you gotta learn the throttle. But anyway, so as what happened with mine, when I get to calibrating the dynamic ESA, electronic suspension control, it goes through its thing and it runs the spring all the way down, brings the spring all the way up, and it goes ding, all's good, success. And then you switch. The gold wings covered up out here today, probably because it's been raining. But so anyway, you have to go back to that able, or it's called an able. It's a process that you're running. So you go back to that and you click the end, the able, and then normally it just goes back to whatever screen. Then I go through and I delete the fault codes and everything, because it generates fault codes when you do an update. And so I hit end, and then all of a sudden I get this message saying that there was a problem with the dynamic ESA calibration, and you can't end this. You're pretty much stuck. You have to hit the X in the corner to bail out of this thing. Well, with mine, I just, I ran the thing a couple of times and it worked. His would not, no matter what, it would not work. So I got out of the measures plan and disconnected everything, booted everything down, come back in, and now it's just straight up code. So I'll go through, everything's fine. The thing was functioning before I went in there. Nothing, I didn't do anything. A connection didn't become corroded or anything. All these line tests they make us do, all this stuff they make us do. Well, I know it's okay, so I say no fault found, next screen, no fault found, blah, blah, blah. You're not supposed to do that, but I know there's nothing wrong with it. And I know it calibrated. It just, when I try to end out of that able measure, it says there's a fault, and there's no reason for it. So finally, how I got the thing, I could not get this thing to clear the fault. It shows an active fault with the, and then it pops up a postage saying that the spring calibration is incorrect. Travel very slowly to your nearest BMW dealer to have it repaired, because now the suspension is just in kind of a dead mode. It's not auto adjusting anything. So I got this wild hair up my butt to see if I could force the ESA to work. So I switched from road minimum to dynamic maximum. Well, I got the front wheel. Good thing I had the front wheel chalked in the bench. I got it off the center stand, laying under its own weight with my big fat butt sitting on it. So I adjust to, first I go to dynamic max. Whoa, here comes the bike, and I'm sitting here. Of course, the front wheel's chalked in the motorcycle clamp, and I'm just dangling. My feet don't touch the ground. And I didn't pay attention before, but after it was all done, I looked at his vehicle order, and there it's got the sport suspension. Man, do these things get freakishly like motocross tall with that sport suspension. When you hit dynamic max, it goes, man, this thing goes way up in the air. So then I went road minimum and let it go all the way down, and then I put it where I'm at now. Oh, wrong button. Road auto. I think he had it in dynamic auto, and that's, with these sport suspension bikes, that's just like, I'm barely on my tippy toes in road auto, and that's where I keep my GSA, and I'm clearly easily on the balls of my feet. But anyway, by forcing it to move, all of a sudden the little triangle saying that it's a soft warning, so it's a yellow triangle. Forcing the thing to go up and down, kicked it out of its fault mode thing. I go back in, I clear the fault, and I look, and shows everything's calibrated, everybody's happy. Well, anyway, this is 3 hours of my life. This customer's probably at home waiting for a phone call, going, where's my daggum motorcycle? He wanted to wait, and I said, well, I guess he lives nearby. He goes, I don't have to, I can go back or whatever. Might want to wait for us to call you. Because I'm thinking to myself, if this thing breaks, we know it's going to be at least 2.5 hours. Anyway, in the very, very long of the short story is, I fixed it. And he's got his controls back that he didn't have. The one thing he was in here for. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Man, that thing's sick. Look at... Got dirt all over it. That boy's been out riding this thing, having a good old time. Oh, the other thing, he got a code for his... It was kicking up a code for the left throttle body, and it looks like it only triggered it once. And if that code continues, we'll have to replace the throttle body. And the first thing you notice is it's hard to start when it's cold. So I don't know if I'll have them get a hold of him and see if he wants to wait and let it cool off, and we'll test it, because I reset all the adaptive values and went through all the tests on that, and it shows it's good as well. So we'll see. All right, it's about time to get home. Go home here in about an hour. All right, talk to you guys later on. So I was told you could mute these gas station TV things. Well, it don't mute. I tried all the buttons, it won't mute. Dadgummit. It's so irritating. And it is so windy, you probably can't hear a word I'm saying. It's beautiful out here. Beautiful. Well, hello there, YouTube. Man, what another beautiful day. Cool.
Yeah.
I even had to wear a coat when I went on a test ride today on the Rallye. I love how he's got that bike set up. That's just perfect. The tires, skid pans, and everything. He's just ready for battle, ready for adventuring on his adventure bike.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun riding that. It's cool. He's got things set up perfect. But
Leo,
it's like 60 degrees already out here.
when you're not used to it, it's cold.
Yeah, we're doing the goodbye early. It's only 7:30. We're usually out here at 8:30, quarter to 9.
Yep.
But it's windy, so I used the Hero 7 with the nice wind mic I got set up for it. And that Leo.
Never stops.
Yeah, we haven't brought the girls out. We stopped at Walmart's and got supplies through the weekend, first part of the week. So we've been adventuring before we got home.
Yep, Danny boy.
But appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. And Doug and Shawn, it was great meeting you guys.
Yes.
And
Hi, Danny.
Danny, goofball dog.
Yes, I see
He
you.
goes, hi, Mama.
Hi.
But anyway, it's great meeting those guys. I think they were going to try to get across the border back into Canada tonight. I hope they made it safely.
Mm-hmm.
Get back in their home country and back to what they're used to. I'm sure that seems weird being down here.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, great day. Glad you guys came along. And we're going to roll on that. Here comes Abby now.
Now Abby spotted us. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up. And you guys have a wonderful Friday or Saturday.
Heck yeah. I guess it's supposed to be in the high 60s over the weekend. That'll be, I don't know if that's perfect riding weather for her, but I love that.
Yeah, it's good for
And
him.
hopefully this wind keeps up. And I like going for windy rides. Not when I'm traveling somewhere, but I love riding around in the wind.
Yeah, goofing around in the wind.
Heck yeah. All right. Till tomorrow.
You guys take care.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.